Okay, Aries, this is it. This is your reading from Tarot Lumination for August 2017, love and relationship. Okay, so let's make the best of it, Aries. You know the drill. You've done this before. Read for your sun, moon, and rising. Put it all together. You'll figure it out, okay? Also, it really helps if you can watch that introduction video for the whole playlist. It's about how the spread works and why we're doing it this way. If you didn't watch it, it's basically on the understanding that we're reading for yourself and a person of interest and the relationship itself, on the understanding that the relationship itself has an identity of its own. Nothing to do with you, nothing to do with the other, but it has its own identity which would not exist without you and the other, okay? And the health of the relationship itself is absolutely paramount, okay? And also, because I like to call it a crucible spread, it's the idea that a crucible is a very, very durable structure, kind of like a very heavy ceramic bowl, which is designed to withstand intense pressures that can occur in a chemical reaction. But we translate that into relationship, because inside relationships, there can be very, very, very complex and turbulent and beautiful and ecstatic events that occur. Anything from deep intimacy to deep separation, joys and sorrows, boredom and excitement, all of it, all happening in the context of the crucible, the container of the relationship. Okay, now you can even read this for singles if you want, because you're still radiating the energy anyway, and if you understand the laws of attraction or accept them, then the energy of a person of interest or a significant other can still be out there, even though it might not be tangible in their physical body. Okay, so anyway, let's have a look. The cards were already pre-shuffled a lot in advance, but we take it to the very last second because we're not like a nice clean deck. We're going to cut this up and make it really, really extreme. We're going to really break up the deck. Let's put it that way. What did we miss? Oh yes, the eclipses, right. Aries, it's important. You are a fire sign, so you're really going to feel it in a very beneficial way, hopefully. Not too shocking. And so everyone's going to be dealing with the eclipses, and make the best of it, of course. Anything that is obsolete, redundant, has lived its shelf life is going to go. Like it or not, it will be eclipsed if you don't get rid of it, okay? And that makes space for all the new stuff to come in, all right? And that goes for everybody. So let's have a look. This is, say, your energy. This is a significant other, person of interest. This is going deep into you, going deep into the other. And this is the relationship itself, okay? And here is the momentum. We're going to look at the back card, the undercard here. Like to think of it as weather. It's just energy that is permeating the whole reading, the whole relationship. Let's put it that way. And it's just there, just like weather anyway. You just make the best of it, whatever it is, okay? You hunker down or you go out and have fun, whatever you got to do. And you have the Queen of Cups. So it's a very, very strong love card, Aries. It might be, remember, Aries, this is your reading about your relationship with a person of interest, okay? So let's read this as this is the energy of the relationship, around the relationship, let's say, that is, let's just say, supportive, because the Queen of Cups energy is very, very much about love. It's very loving energy. It's almost the energy of so much love that the Queen doesn't even know what to do with it all. Her challenge is to find those who are ready, willing, and able to receive this much love, because she carries this much love. So finding an equal for the Queen of Cups can be a challenge, but it's there and it's happening and it's very supportive for you, Aries. So awesome. Well done. You're lucky. Now, we don't know what the rest of this is, but we're going to find out. Let's have a look at you. Aha. So you're kind of in an impasse right now. And that may be for multiple reasons. It could be that it might be the very, very, very smart way to be right now. The Two of Swords can be interpreted in many ways, but right now in this particular relationship reading, the way I'm feeling it is that holding this position of indecision is very smart. The idea that you have the right to decide not to decide about what to do or how to do it. And you're carrying that right and that privilege because you do have that right and that privilege. And it might be a very, very, very effective defense strategy because events might be happening, especially because of this eclipse energy, that are so transformative, so shifting, so changing, that it might be an idea to just literally keep yourself to yourself, allow the energies to unfold, and make decisions in due time once you are fully appraised of what's actually going on in your relationship dynamics with a significant other. Now, you could also say, of course, that you might be scared out of your wits to make any important decisions right now. But again, listen to your fear. Maybe there's a reason to be fearful. Maybe, I mean, if you trust your absolute raw animal self, your antennae, your sensitivities, and if they are telling you and you're listening to your body and your body is telling you, dear Aries, hold on a second, don't make any fast moves now, don't make any decisions, reserve the right to not make a decision. It's okay, because it might be justified. Okay, so it might be a very, very wise way to be. Even if you want to look on the shadow side, you might be scared of making important decisions too. But that's okay. I mean, the energy of fear has a reason for existing. It's a very, very powerful signal that says, watch out. Even if it's an imaginary fear, even if it's fear that's based on past experiences. In other words, a lot of relationships are conditioned by the past, by your heritage, your history, your legacies, your youth, your childhood, the way you were raised, your like the family dynamics, everything, your religion, your neighborhood, your neighbors, your friends, that all affects how you feel relationships should be or could be or may be. But that's not the same as living in the present moment right now, where it could be quite different. In other words, it might be very wise to be this way and to carry yourself this way on the understanding that you might be very aware that you do not want the past to go around poisoning the future or the present, okay? So it might be that you are taking your right, exercising your right to say, hold on. It doesn't mean necessarily that you're avoiding things or denying things. It might be a very, very smart way to be. Now, if you are avoiding things because you're scared, then that could almost be translated as the same thing. It's a defense strategy. It's a protective strategy. You might be protecting the relationship. You may be protecting yourself. You may be protecting a significant other from dynamics that only you would understand, Aries. Okay, let's have a look at the other. Okay, now they might be going through like a dizzy spell right now. In themselves, they may be very, very aware, excuse me, that there is a lot of love energy going on here and flowing through yourself, Aries, okay? We're just dealing with the two individuals here. We haven't touched on the relationship itself yet. So there would be you, Aries, conducting yourself in this manner, radiating this kind of energy. And at the same time, a significant other, a person of significance and importance to you, who is in a relationship dynamic with you, is actually pondering the possibilities and the options, the dreams, the desires, the wishes of what could be, of what's actually going on here. What is actually going on here in my significant relationship with my significant other, the one that I love, the one I care about. Now, it can also, it could be like, am I cuckoo? Is this just playing by, let's say, acting out roles? Are we achieving something wonderful? Are we being sucked in by our vices, our addictions? Are we blessed beyond measure? Are we building castles in the sky that have no substance? Is this a mystical journey? We don't know, because your significant other, Aries, your significant other here is trying to figure it all out and understand it. And also, the other thing with this energy, with the Seven of Cups, it can indicate that your significant other is on a very, very highly refined, highly specialized, almost like, I don't want to call it a mission, but let's just call it an exercise, where they are actually doing creative visualization to bring in the love energy the way it's supposed to be for this relationship, for the good of themselves, yourself, and the relationship as a whole. It's like the energy of dreams, where you deliberately set yourself in dream mode in order to download and understand the energy of heaven in terms of dreams, intuition, signs from the universe, everything that tells you about what to do and how to do it in matters of love, in the way that works the best for the relationship. There's a lot of love energy here, even though it might look like it's very confusing, or some people think of it as very delusional or pie in the sky, like silly romantic dreams. Okay, sure, you can interpret that way, but I'm trying to look beyond that for you, Aries, because I have a feeling with this Queen of Cups energy here that this significant other is very, very aware of the love potential here, of the raw ingredients of all this love. And it's almost like they might be the actual one who's trying to figure out, what the hell are we going to do with all this love? I mean, it could be so much. I mean, and you in your own way are trying to figure out what to do with it, simply by taking a pause and deciding that you're not going to make any significant moves right now. And sure, they can go off and do their own imaginings and wonderings and, let's say, emotional prospecting, trying to, it's like, like mapping out a relationship. Well, what about this, honey? What about that, honey? What about that? And like, oh, have you ever thought of that? Oh, just imagine if this or that happens. Maybe we should do that. And you're kind of going, okay, I get it. I get it. We're not going to rush into this. Okay, we're just going to like figure it out as we go along. And there they are going like, oh my God, I had this amazing dream the other night. Could you, I have to tell you, I have to tell you. And then the next night, oh my God, I had this other amazing dream about us, and we were doing this and that together, and I know it's going to work. I can feel it. I can feel it. I know it can happen. And then, the other night, I was just like, oh my God, I was so scared and worried that everything was going to fall apart, and I just didn't know what to do. So I thought I'd better wake you up and tell you. Okay, it's that kind of energy. All right, Aries? Sorry I got a bit carried away there. I hope you understand. So let's look deeper inside of you. Let's see what's going on. Oh, so deep inside, there might be a multiple reasons why you are conducting yourself this way. This might be like a very responsible way to be right now, Aries. Just be very, very poised and take stock of the situation, because deep inside, Aries, you might be aware that there's an awful lot of potential for things to go wrong, or that could just be fear. It's like these are your own like fears, and this could all be to do with fears like we were talking about, for example, the conditioning from the past. You see all these like swords here, the Nine of Swords. It can represent fears, nightmares from the past, of like having become fully aware that in the context of this relationship, everything that you're terrified of that might go wrong in a relationship could happen. And you're scared about that. And you have every reason to be scared about that, to the point where it keeps you up at night. Worry, 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 worry. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare. What if it all goes wrong? What if my nutty friend over here has absolutely no idea what they're doing, and it all turns into some kind of ridiculous romantic fairy tale? That would be stupid. Why waste all of this love energy on a silly pipe dream? And then, oh, what happens if they find out? What happens if I get betrayed? What happens if I betray another? All of these nightmare scenarios based on the past, okay, that are still buried deep, deep inside you, Aries, that are contaminating the present. And that's not healthy. If you can hear a weird buzz in the background, that's my phone. Apologies, normally it's off. I forgot. Sorry. So Aries, it might be that deep inside of you, you're quaking, literally quaking like, oh my God, what's actually happening here? I'm a little bit scared if I'm honest with myself, but I don't want to admit it. I don't want to show my fear. I just want to figure it out. And that's you figuring it out. It can be extremely painful to try and figure out what's happening in the present based on paradigms of the past. Because the present situation, okay, yes, it may be predicated by the past. In other words, we all have history. We all have legacy. We are all on a progressive evolutionary journey, and we bring all our baggage with us. And you may be realizing and feeling like, oh my God, all my baggage, everything is being exposed in the dynamics of this relationship. And I'm realizing, oh my God, I'm in Aries and I have all this baggage, all this pain, and woe is me. But remember, that's not the present moment. That's energy that's contained inside of you as kind of like legacy energy of everything that's awful that's happened to you in relationships up to this very moment in time. Whereas at this very moment in time, in August for this eclipse season, the reality is you are blessed with very surrounding supportive conditions of the Queen of Cups energy, which is all about love. There's so much love here. The challenge is like what to do with it, how to handle it, because sometimes if you're not used to love on the scale that it is available to you now, Aries, love can feel very frightening. Love can be very disorienting. It can be a disruptor, as they call it, and it messes everything up that you've ever known before. That's a problem. That can also trigger nightmares. Oh no! Like, how can we have such a loving, potential, amazing relationship that has so many possibilities to be so full of love and so loving, where you, Aries, can be on the receiving end of so much love and have the chance to give so much love and share so much love, so that this and this can be basically one thing. That's awesome. And yet, you're becoming aware that, oh my God, I've got baggage. Oh God, how are we going to deal with this? Let's have a look at the other. They might be having something equivalent themselves. We don't know. Let's have a look. So for them, as far as they're concerned, they see this as a golden opportunity. Now, in nuts and bolts terms, you might be dealing, Aries, with a significant other, a person of interest, who has all sorts of perspectives and dreams and aspirations about this relationship. They might be completely loopy-loo delusional. They might be spot on, but there's so much love here. All I'm feeling is that it would be wise to allow this to unfold and allow them to be who they are and do what they do and manifest their dreams and allow them to percolate, allow them to do creative visualization and feed that energy back to you, because deep inside, they see you and this relationship as a golden opportunity. This is the Ace of Pentacles. It's like the ultimate opportunity card of substance, a new life, a new way of being that has substance, stability, long-term potential that works. Important thing with Pentacles is that it works, okay? It isn't all wishes. It isn't all concepts. It isn't all romantic illusions. It's what works. It's nuts and bolts, okay, Aries? Good, solid stuff. And this significant other is really feeling it, despite your personal issues. So you might be very, very lucky in some ways, Aries, to be with someone who is very aware of you and your dynamics and your situation over here. And they're doing everything they can over here, minding their own business, being their equal, your equal, excuse me, in the relationship as best as they can be. And they see this as a golden opportunity. So that's really, really good news for you, Aries, to have someone who is willing to go way out on a limb there to try and find ways and figure out ways to turn this beautiful love energy into something substantial that actually works in like 3 dimensions, regular day-to-day life, the actual nuts and bolts of life, not conversations, not expectations, but actual day-to-day, even mundane reality, just the making it work type of energy. So that's actually really good news for you, Aries. Let's have a look at the energy of the relationship itself, because that can tell us more. What we have is here. Okay, you see how the pentacles here and the pentacles here are working together? It's like you have a significant other, Aries, who sees and feels and senses these things through the heart, through love. And they're all just allowing you to be you, worrying away about whatever you have to worry about, and reserving the right to just hold the peace, maintain the peace, by not doing anything rash or foolish right now, or acting on impulses or acting on fear. You, in your conscious waking self, Aries, are being very responsible not to act on your fears. Meanwhile, your significant other is doing a lot of creative visualization, not delusional, because deep inside they see the nuts and bolts reality of what's good here, and they are willing to invest in it, because with the Four of Pentacles here, it feels to me like it's all about having a rock solid foundation, okay? A powerful, solid, unshakable foundation, like having a big, fat table, heavy wooden table with 4 legs on each corner, okay? 1 on each corner. So it is as solid as it can be. Okay, that might sound boring, or it might sound like, too traditional and like, well, where's all the excitement there? Well, you don't really need excitement, Aries. What you need is stability here, because there's a lot of tremors going on here, and a lot of it is in the mind and the spirit and your attitudes. But there is a lot of love. Okay, you understand, Aries, that you are deeply supported by the energy of heaven here. It's out there, it's fully available and ready for you. And the question is, can you handle it? And it might be quaking, it might be shaking you up. It might be terrifying for you, because you might not have ever been on the receiving end of this much love, or the potential for a solid, stable, long-term relationship that is basically unshakable. And all that's going to happen with this significant other is they see that potential, and all they would be doing is pouring more and more and more energy into that potential, so that the long-term stability here just increases, okay? So that's good for you, Aries, okay? So in terms of momentum, where does that take things? In other words, put that all together. Imagine we're living through August and you're coming out the other side. What's sort of going on there? You see? See, it's not all bad, Aries. Look, maybe this was all in your imagination. Maybe it is all real. But the reality is, by acknowledging the love that exists here in the significant other, in all its loopy-loo form, it's still love, okay? And it's good love. It's rock solid love. It's like love of a lifetime here. And they see it and they feel it, and they're not going to mess with that or let it go. Just the opposite. They are going to invest in the relationship because they love you, okay? In all your forms. They might see you as completely out there, like a total space cadet, and they're wondering, what the heck am I supposed to do with you, Aries? But it doesn't matter. I love you so, so much. I'm already sensing all this love energy, and I'm just going to go with it. And I'm just going to lock it down and just turn it into old-fashioned nuts and bolts loving relationship, like so. And guess what happens when you do that, and when you accept that and you allow it in? You get this. It's like a little wish card. It's the ultimate wish card. Some people call it that. It's getting your wish, Aries. It's just like, oh my God. Oh my God. I wish somebody had told me this before. But it doesn't matter, Aries, because it's happening now. In other words, you might be absolutely pooping yourself, wondering if this is real. Can this ever happen? How is all my baggage going to screw this all up? And in some ways, that's irrelevant because you're with someone who obviously accepts you in all your magnificent variations, including all your baggage. So that's very good for you, Aries. It means you've got someone who loves you in very simple, understandable ways. They're willing to invest. And the outcome, the way it leads, like coming out of the eclipses, you might start getting this sense of energy like, oh my God, it's real. True love is real, and it actually feels quite good. And it's almost like a wish that I've prayed for my whole life, and now it's actually happening. And that's really, really good. And that's kind of more like for you, Aries. I mean, this is the relationship energy itself. But remember, this is your reading about your relationship with a person of interest over here. So let's just bias the reading a little bit and say that in August, coming out of August, this relationship, this love relationship dynamic is going to look quite different than coming into August, okay? Because coming out of it, you're going to realize that, my gosh, I really do have something here. And like, knock, knock, knock wood, wow. It seems to be stable. It's like stable as a house, a good solid house, a good solid home. And like, wow, that's what I always wanted. Jeez, this is so cool. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to take the blindfolds off yet or rush into making any decisions. It's just a deep awareness between both parties here that there is a relationship of substance and love and great value, and it's worth investing in for the long term, because this is where it all goes. It turns into happiness and increasing happiness, okay? And to the point where you might want to actually like toast yourself, like, whew, okay, I'm going to go toast myself. Now, you may not do it very obviously because you're still carrying this energy, but inside of you, as things evolve through September, October, November, and beyond, you might every now and again indulge yourself in a little, let's say, token of self-appreciation. Treat yourself because, like, wow, this is actually showing signs of working. This is awesome. Let's keep investing. Let's keep doing this because I love it. I love it. I love it. And now I'm glad I've got it. So that part's really, really good, Aries. I'm really actually happy for you. Okay. Now, if this has nothing to do at all with what's happening for you, please read for your sun, moon, and rising, and then this might make a little more sense. Okay. So I don't want to mess this up by saying anything else. Let's just say you've got a good thing going on here, and you're very lucky to be with whoever it is you're with. Okay. Now we're going to tighten this up and make it look cute so that you can see everything, because what we're going to do now is pull another card. This is going to be the Romance Angel card, and we're just going to put this on as a little topper. Even if it's a really scary card, it's still for your benefit to understand. If it's a supportive card, great. We'll find out. Let's just see what happens. You're going to have to trust Tarot Lumination to pull the right card for you. Well, it's going to happen anyways. You don't even have to trust me. You just have to just participate and enjoy. And I'm just going to pull the top card in a moment. And that is this card here. Okay? So that's what we've got. And it says, flirt. Ha ha ha. Okay. So before I actually read it, it might, okay, it says, extend your lighthearted energy to others. So even though you might be quaking on your boots inside, and even though you might be holding back and being very, very smart about how you're conducting yourself through August regarding this relationship dynamic, deep down, you probably have a tiny sense or an inkling that this is where things could be heading. Not could be, but will actually be heading. So that can make you like, you know, that funny feeling like at night when you like maybe go to bed and things, you know, it's all quiet and stuff, and then you like curl up with yourself and you kind of bury your face in the pillow and you start laughing and giggling because deep down you feel like something cool is happening, but you're almost too embarrassed to admit it to yourself or anyone else. But the energy is still there and you still feel it, and it makes you almost giddy. Well, that's what this is about. Like, I want to share that. Extend your lighthearted energy to others because deep down you know this is what's coming. So it's okay. It might make you feel a bit giddy. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, see what Flirt says. It says here, we're just going to read it from the book, okay? The romance angels guide you to initiate romance with flirtatiousness, woo, which entails smiling with your eyes as you connect with others. Oh God, this is sounding like a romance novel now. It doesn't necessarily involve sexuality, although it can. Flirting is a playful nature, a way of being. And playfulness is the heart of romance. Basically having fun, being happy. Doopy-doopy-doo. If you're in a relationship, flirting with your partner can revive the passions. If you're single, flirting and this activity can attract new friendships as well as love relationships. Okay. Drawing this card can simply mean that making more eye contact with others will help you connect with people. This is especially true if you smile and say hello more often. It's like going to dating school or something. Oh my God. Everyone you meet is a potential friend, and studies show that most people are introduced to their mates through mutual acquaintances or mutual circumstances. Therefore, form new friendships both as a way of meeting a new partner and to increase your enjoyment of life. Sure, makes total sense. Don't go crazy. It's obvious that you're not going to go crazy about doing this, but you know, over time, as the months unfold, maybe just let it out a little bit. Be playful. Actually, to almost like to solve this energy here, once you start picking up on their energy and their investment and you start feeling the giddiness of this Nine of Cups, sure, go for it. Actually, you could actually start flirting with your wacky friend here. And that could turn into a very loving thing. Woo! Let's have a look. Anyway, that's about it for now, Aries. I don't want to spoil it by saying anything more. It's lovely. It's lovely. And I'm glad to have read for you. Have a super eclipse season this August and make the most of it. Thanks for visiting Terra Lumination. It's awesome to have you here. Bye-bye.